Our next category again is Retail Market of the Year. And by the way, retail does not work. You can't make any money in retail. I'm living proof of that. So with that said, the first one is Matt, you're up.
The funny thing is you can't actually make any, none of this actually works in Australia. Anyone here been to Australia? Anyone here from Australia? There'll be less numbers. Anyone here want to go to Australia? Come on. Yeah, we like Australians. That's a good start. Okay, I want to show you about my business, Tropical Lifestyle. Basically, I call it the only logical choice for Bali huts and gazebos Australia-wide. Now, the thing you have to understand about Australia, we've only got 20 million population. You guys are real lucky. You don't know how lucky you are. It's so much easier to become a millionaire in America than it is in Australia, because you've got 300 million people. You've got a much, much, much bigger market. So all the numbers I'm going to show you are based on a 20 million population. I send stuff around Australia, but you're doing well. Your rates are cheaper and so on. So let's get rolling here. Okay, so Tropical Lifestyle, it's actually my second company. I had another company in Sydney, and I sold that company, and then I moved to the Gold Coast, which is a much nicer place, which I'll show you. I bought it as run down. A guy had been running it for 25 years, and he basically turned it into a wreck. It was in a very good location, and it had a good concept, I thought. Basically, straight out the gate, year one, I did 2.5 million. He never had any books, so the $750,000 amount of money that I thought he made was basically reverse engineered about the amount of people he was employing. Okay, year two, I went to 4.7, and year three, which will basically end in June this year, I'm on track for $7 million. So yeah, I've got to attribute a lot to that to Glazer Kennedy and also Mel Emery in Australia, because he does help us over there as well. We have a smaller group. So today is actually the anniversary. So it's actually 3 years since I took the business over. So it's actually 33 full-time staff. So I keep moving along here. One of the big lessons about Glazer Kennedy style marketing is I actually get the advantage to basically travel all over the world, and like my business runs itself. First 2 years are a lot harder. Who wants to travel all over the world, running around? The business runs himself. Geez, I thought there'd be more. At least maybe he's travel all over the state. Yeah, that's better. All right. So I get to spend time with my kids, my wife, and also my son Jacob. Okay. So location of Tropical Lifestyle. In case you didn't know where it was, where Australia is, it's exactly opposite LA. It took about 14 hours to fly to LA, and then about another 4.5 to fly here. So it's quite a mission to get here. You can see it's not too bad a location. We've got the beach. I think it's a dull down. I think they copied half the Gold Coast on Miami. We're always copying stuff, not just the marketing, but also the actual towns as well. So not too much original. Yeah, the area I live is actually called Miami Keys on the Gold Coast. Okay, so let's get a bit more into it. I import from all over, America, Canada, China, Indonesia, Vietnam. Manufacture, I've got a big 2,000 square metre manufacturing plant on the Gold Coast, and I'll combine a lot of the marketing that is internet marketing that I learn from these conferences, and then also learn out of the resources. I bought the whole enchilada. I've got that sitting in there. It's taken a while to get through it all, but as I get stuff, I implement it. I've got my retail store on the Gold Coast, but a big part of my business is online, okay? And we basically, you could call it mail order, but the mail order is massive, okay? So we use semi-trailers for the mail, okay? The media we use, just straight off the top of my head, there's about 24 of them. You've got websites, eBay, YouTube, social networking, a lot of things that normal bricks and mortars don't use. We use one-on-one selling, quotes, guides, signage, radio, TV, social media. I'm getting more into that now. We're a little bit behind, I reckon, in Australia with the social media. I've learnt a lot off last October. A lot of American speakers came to Australia for Mel Emery. And then postcards, letters. So here's one of my websites. This is my main websites. Now, once again, I said, if you times it by 10, that's really what you're going to get over here. So I'll get 32,000 unique visitors per month, which is quite a lot for Australia. It's in a niche market. I've basically taken over the market there. But it's not, I'm not trying to tell this that it's about me. It's more to show you what's possible in a much smaller market. It's heavily SEO. I've basically been SEOing since day one. And we're on 75 niche terms. So on some we get an exact match of 45% on keywords, and then a conversion is 5 to 10%. The squeeze page, it's sort of a squeeze page. I've got a competition there, which I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so we also use wagon wheel marketing. Basically what happens with the wagon wheel marketing, I'm driving everything into that website. You'll see right down the bottom there, Horse Shed Superstore. We thought, what else can we sell? And we thought, hang on, what about if we call a gazebo a horse shed? So that seems to work. So Dan Kennedy was talking about that yesterday. So who else picked up something from Dan Kennedy that they might be able to turn into something else? Yeah, it must be something, surely. That was That's what I thought was a good idea with that one. The DIY baler hut is actually a downsell. People that don't want to spend money, we made a actual second brand so we could downsell them to them to go against our cheap competitors. So I keep going here. We use eBay. It's only about $3 a cost per lead. You'll see in the top right-hand corner a picture of our information pack. I had to condense this PowerPoint right down so you could actually, I could get everything in. Okay, so I'm pulling about $29,378 per month out of eBay, just straight off the leads. Okay, so it's not bad. There's $3 a lead, and that might not sound like a lot of money, but they all add up, if you know what I mean. And we've only started doing that last really 2 months. YouTube, got a YouTube channel. Basically a lot of videos on the website to basically engage people. About 58,000 views in total. That's been running for about probably 12 months. Introduction video, show them around the store, that sort of thing. So all the people that are in the state that never visit our store can see it. Okay, Google, obviously we use Google. Keywords, we've got 80,000 keywords on our pay-per-click campaign. Obviously a lot of them hardly ever get clicked, but that's that one click that leads through. The stats really on our website, most important, I try not to rely 100% online, because if you can combine online and offline, if something happens to the online part, at least you're a little bit safer. If you have all your ads coming from Google and then they decide to change their mind on something, it's probably not a good idea. So we get 10% direct, and then offline about 40%, paid traffic about 30%, and then SEO about 20%. Okay, I've got to keep moving along here. We use ugly ads. An interesting fact that I'll just point out and keep moving along, that these ugly ads, we get about 30% response, people actually writing and filling the coupon. So I don't know if you guys do that as well, but that's quite a decent response. Okay, tear sheet. Bill, I have to thank you for this one. This is basically a dead set clone straight out of your BGS marketing system. It's one of the books that sits on my desk. Basically clone that. I send that out pretty much every 2 weeks. Here's some results from it here. 41,800 in sales from a $650 investment. Like, I don't know how that works, but that's pretty high return on investment. That's actually dead set tracked. You've probably all heard of the EZ.com and then the phone calls. We can track phone calls. Who reckons that's a good result? Is that okay? Anyway? Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Okay, and then the free report is great, right? I use them, and I use the information pack that we post out, but I've split tested things. $1,000 giveaway, okay, which is $1,000 that they have to spend in store, has basically flogged it every time. They enter their details, okay, we double step them through, so they enter their details once, their name and email, so I'm not asking too much, and then they come through, and then we collect their address so we can send them out the actual newsletter and so on, the written newsletter. So that works well, and you can see a $1,000 shopping spree winner. There we do an in-store version as well. Here's some actual direct marketing, postcard, direct marketing postcard. I sent this one out just before Christmas. So I've got to point out here too, a lot of this stuff I've only implemented in, say, the last 5 months. The business has been going okay, but a lot of the more direct mail, you guys are a lot better off with your SRDS, and your lists are a hell of a lot cheaper over here than they are in Australia. You're real lucky in that respect. I mailed it to 2,000 existing customers. It cost me $1.11 each to send. Total campaign was just a bit over $2,000, and it returned $11,000. That we can tell, probably more. That was my first attempt at doing some actual 100% direct mail. So I had a couple other goes at it. Okay, the one on the left is straight out of the Bill Glazer's marketing system. His big book. So if you haven't got that, I'd highly recommend that. I leave it on my desk, like I said. Sent to 3,000 current clients, 70 cents each, and 36,000. We've got to point out here too, my average sale is between $4,000 and $6,000, which also helps the maths a great deal. Okay, down on the right-hand side, that's a campaign that went okay, but then after I sent it, I figured out I could do well. I sent it out to 20,000 people. It's just basically, I chose an area, and it's delivered in the letterbox. I was on the stamp, so I don't think Australia Post actually puts me on stamps anymore, or ever. Okay, so basically it went to 127 new customers that came in. So I've got about 10 grand out of it, but I think a better result would have been if I actually put maybe a $20 voucher or something there on there, so they come in and spend $20 in store rather than forcing them to want a wind chime, because not everyone wants a wind chime, but I found that out later. My idea about the wind chime, they'll cost me $3. They looked like they were 19, so didn't work perfect, but still I'm going to try that one again. Okay, so here's the follow-up sequence. I've got some different stuff. I came up with this idea at a Mal Emery event in Australia with the membership site. Basically, with the membership site, I'm actually giving anyone who inquires free membership to the membership site. And what actually happens is that increases my contact with them with just very, very general information with soft, like there's messages in there from Tropical Lifestyle. Once a week it's getting emailed out to them. So they get about 134 touches over a year, which is a hell of a lot of touches, but multimedia, your email, your postcards, your newsletter, your special offer emails, the whole lot. And our conversion rate over the phone, never met in face, over the phone, is between 20 and 35%. And then if we actually meet people face-to-face, which does happen on occasion as they come into our shop or we actually go out and visit them in the local area, we can get it up to 80%. So it doesn't work too bad. Okay, automated email sequence using Fusionsoft. Anyone in Fusionsoft user? Yeah, it's good stuff, eh? We used it because we saw Glazer Kennedy using it, so we thought, well, if they're using it, we'll use it. Takes a little bit of tricky. We don't get some of the features, like the SMS features. That doesn't work so well in Australia, so we have to do that manually, but that's okay. Run through a bunch of offers with them. This is all tied in with everything else. Throw a barbecue in there. If they hadn't made a decision, I'll throw a barbecue in there for $600 because it ties in with the gazebos. You guys would call barley huts tiki huts over here, is that right? Yeah? Yeah. I'm going to come to America. Come over to LA and give it a try. Okay, monthly newsletter. The monthly newsletter, wherever I put it, over here. Just to show you, it is real, it is printed, there is no doubt, the monthly newsletter, okay? I've only been running that for 4 months. So far, my results is that people have actually told us, you ask them how they heard about us, what made them, it's $90,000, right? And I still believe that I'm only still warming up. I don't follow everything that Bill taught, but I'm going to change a few things and put offers in as inserts, but it's basically very close to what Bill taught. Actually, you can see on the last one there, we did some work for your equivalent of Disneyland, which we call, or your equivalent of SeaWorld. It's probably one-fifth the size of your one. We did some work for there, so we use that as a bit of credibility. Okay, direct mail, I've got 21 different guides that go, depending on what people inquire about. I've got basically a 40-page sales letter, which is, it's a sales letter, and then it also goes into things like my story, 7 costly mistakes, why people should choose us, a quiz, 7 steps to your new barley hut or gazebo, frequent and common asked questions, 7-step ironclad guarantee, rave reviews. I know you can't see that, but we've only got limited time, so we post that out. There's my guys doing telesales, a couple of my postal packs where the information, they also get a copy of my book in the information, which has call to actions inside the book. That's a real book, it's not an e-book, okay? I do bulk mail campaigns outside the business, but then the general day-to-day stuff, info pack inside the business. Okay, added an order form into my order form into my quotes and guides. Okay, that resulted in $37,000, just like they hand out order forms here. Once it's there, it makes it easy to order, so I didn't want to make it too hard. So just little tweaks like that. There's my book. I don't sell it. Don't know if anyone would buy it, but it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to add Joe Polish's. They might. They might buy it. From Joe Polish yesterday, I'm putting a recorded message. Even though I'm giving it to them, there's some people, as we all know, they like different media. So what I'm going to do is put a recorded message on the back of the book, and then actually, maybe if they don't read the book, they might ring the message and someone can read the book too, or maybe. I don't know. Might work. There's a membership site. It's put up there as $47 a month. It's just to give that perceived value, but I don't want $47 a month for it. I don't want anything for it. I just want to be able to contact the people because I'll get much more money when I get a $6,000 sale for a gazebo or thereabouts. Special offer email, use Jive. Do you like the steak and the sausages? I send those out, and then each email roughly, I can't give you exact numbers on each email, but it's basically 10 to 20 grand email. I sent one from here the other day, and a guy told me they sold 4 gazebos. So there's somewhere between 15 and 20 grand, somewhere in that amount. That's all right. While I was sitting here, I typed it in on Gmail and got my girls to send it through Infusionsoft. Not too bad, yeah. Okay, direct marketing letters. Bill, I have to thank this one for you again, mate. Basically, this one, you sent me, I can't remember what you sent me, but you sent me something, and that was in there. And you sent a letter with that saying, go copy it. So the next day I did, and we use it as an upsell. So we sell to the customer and then actually post that out with a stick letter saying you've made such a great decision to buy this gazebo, okay, and then send that out. So that works quite well. Customers send us a bunch of rave reviews. We use them everywhere, okay. Here's a quick summary, right? I'm running out of time here. just out of those campaigns that have been run over a few months, and I've only put per month, it's much, much higher than that, very conservative numbers,